Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Daniel with a new vlog today. Today, I wanted to talk to you about things that can help you to change your mindset. This has been happening for me over the last few months, so I thought I might be able to give you guys some insight on, ways that you might be able to add some motivation into your life. Things that you can do that will help change the way that you think about life and the outlook that you have, I guess. But let me start with the first thing, and you're going to hear this a lot on my channel, but that's diet. Honestly, if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know that I've been doing a ketogenic lifestyle for around 6 months now, and that has really changed the way that I think about myself and life in general. I know it sounds silly, but ever since I started trying to take care of my body better, I've been noticing that I want to also take care of my mind, and just start, you begin to realize it's like, okay, I've been doing these things physically to my body wrong for so long. It's like, what else in my life am I doing? What else can I fix? Because the snowball just starts rolling once you start taking care of yourself. So that's the number one thing I honestly would say is get your diet in control, and other things will start to follow. The second thing, and I don't think that this is nearly as big, but doing outdoor exercise, and emphasis on the outdoor. I personally haven't found it extremely beneficial to do a lot of in the gym or in the home working out and exercising. That's just for me personally. I know that there's a lot of, again, this list is from my experience, so I haven't done a lot of like weight training and weightlifting. I don't really enjoy that very much, but things that I do enjoy are going outside, going for walks, taking my dog for a walk, going on a walk with my wife. Going hiking is one of my absolute favorite things. I live in Utah. There's lots of mountains. There's lots of things to do. If you live in an area where you don't have mountains, or somewhere where you can really get some good exercise just by walking, maybe running would be better for you. I don't personally enjoy running, but hiking kind of gives me that same push in my cardio exercise. I like to play tennis. I like to play basketball, and these are great things that can really clear your mind and help you to think more clearly as well. And hiking for me has been really one of the biggest ones. Listening to podcasts, that's something I recently started doing in the last year as well. I wasn't a big podcast listener, but I listened to a lot of diet podcasts that help me stay motivated with my diet. I listen to finance podcasts. I used to listen to some political podcasts, but I noticed that I started getting depressed because of those sorts of things, so I stopped. But just finding something that's interesting, that feeds your mind and helps you to learn, I think that that's super beneficial as well. I mostly listen to podcasts either in the car for the most part. I'm not by myself a lot when I do walks and things. I usually bring my wife, so we're usually talking, but that would be a great way that I might consider start listening to podcasts more, and also like falling asleep in bed. I'm not the type of person that can just sit in silence. I have to be either have like YouTube videos or something playing in the background, and that is something that I love to learn things. So if I can get different people's mindsets on things through podcasts and learn that way, that helps me a lot. Audiobooks. I haven't been doing this for very long, but that's something that I've gotten into recently as well. And it's kind of the same thing. You can listen to a book, and that way you don't have to sit there and read it. I'm a little ashamed to say that I don't like reading that much. That's definitely something on my list that I need to really start doing more often. I know how beneficial reading is for the mind, and I want to do that. But I feel like a lot of times I get information better by listening. I'm a very good listener, and a lot of times my mind starts to wander when I'm reading. I know that sounds funny that I can listen better than I can actually read, but that's just the way that I've found things to be for me. So I'm excited to get more into audiobooks. If you guys have any book recommendations for me, leave them in the comments below. I'm looking for some books that I could read now. Another thing that I think would be very beneficial for you, and that I want to start doing better as well, is organizing my time. You know, a lot of times I get done with work, or before work, or whatever. I feel like just my life revolves around work. And when I'm not at work, I just want to be relaxing. And I think that's a pretty bad mindset to have, especially if you have a lot of downtime. I think about work so much sometimes that it's like, man, I need to take a break. I need to relax. But, and there's a time for that. There's definitely a time for that. But how much time are you spending relaxing? And that's what I started to realize for myself is, pretty much every moment that I'm not at work, I'm just hanging out. And I want to organize my time better and know what I'm doing with my time, especially. And that's something I've been really bad at my whole life. So that's something I think that's very important, really dedicating time to do things that you want to do outside of work. So it doesn't have to be, not even necessarily like it has to be something extremely productive as much as I scheduled this for myself. I know what I'm doing with my time, and it's okay that I'm playing some video games on my time. It's okay that I'm not making money right now. I'm doing just something fun that I enjoy, that I'm just playing with my dog or whatever. That's okay. It's more wasting time sitting on Facebook, scrolling through Instagram, looking at Snapchat, whatever. I quit social media recently, and I've realized that's another thing that has really helped me to change my mindset. Quitting social media. Being intentional. I think that goes along with organizing your time. Those go pretty well hand in hand, right? So being intentional. So not only organizing your time, but also how are you spending that organized time. So I did talk about it's okay to play video games on your organized time. But once you start organizing your time, you're going to realize how much of that time is being spent on things that are frivolous. Not to say that when I play video games with my friends, I find it much more fulfilling than when I just sit there and I played video games for 3 hours by myself on a single player campaign. There's a time and a place for that, but I would say that's very rare. I find a lot more joy when I'm playing with my friends, and I get to spend time. It's like I'm spending time with them. I've had some pretty deep conversations with friends over video games. So that kind of intentionality when you're with your friends is good. Have good conversations. Find opportunities for that. And if you can't be intentional with your time while you're playing video games, set down the controller and do something else. I've been trying to find more time to do this. Make YouTube videos. This probably isn't going to go anywhere, but it helps me to think out loud. If this is something that you would be interested in doing, all it takes is a phone and the ability to speak a little bit and organize your words and your thoughts a little bit. It's not that hard. So, what is it that you wish that you would do? Go do it. Do you want to learn how to code? That's something that I thought about for a while. I was like, man, all these guys, they know how to code and they're so smart. It's like, well, how about I go learn how to code? There's like free coding apps that you can literally teach yourself whatever you want to know. There's programs that you can go through that you don't require your ACT scores or whatever from 15 years ago. What do you want to learn how to do? You can do it. And then the last thing we're going to talk about is just forcing yourself to do things when you're not feeling motivated. That's the hardest thing for me to do. There's so many times, kind of like what I was saying before, so many times when I get home from work or before work that I'm just like, man, I gotta work today, or either I have to work today or I had to work today. This is my time. I don't want to do anything. I just want to sit there and do nothing, basically. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to be by myself. That's okay from time to time. But man, I've had entire days go by, and at the end of that day, I just said, what did I even do? Sometimes my wife works on days that I don't. And she'll get home from work and she'll be like, what'd you do today? When I honestly look through my day, I'm like, man, I didn't do anything. And she's super sweet about it. She's like, oh, that's okay. You deserved a day off. It's like, well, did I really deserve all of that time to just sit on my ass and do nothing? It's like, no. Be intentional with your time. And if you're not motivated to do something, well, you can force yourself to be productive. Get off your ass and do some work. I don't care what that is. Whatever, it doesn't have to be work either. It can be something that you enjoy, but just be productive. Don't sit on your phone scrolling through Instagram, Facebook, watching a bunch of crap, essentially. It's going to make you depressed, and you're going to compare your life to people who are more successful than you, or seemingly more successful than you on the outside, right? Through the scope of social media. I just don't think that's a very great way to live. So these are things that I'm thinking about. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I really appreciate whoever is watching this. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. See you guys in the next video.